Hi, my name is Kimani McCarthy. I have no experience whatsoever in fixing TVs, but today we're going to try and fix my Sony Bravia X90L. It's a 65-inch version. It currently has no output, no video output, that is, and I will be trying to replace the T-Con board after doing my own diagnostics from my couch. Come on, let's go. Okay, we will need a few essential tools to get this job done. And so I'm gonna go through those with you really quickly, all right? First thing you will need, flathead screwdriver. The reason for that is to pry this thing open. You'll probably need a butter knife as well. What I used was a flathead and a combination of a butter knife. This is not professional advice. Next, you will need a flash drive for firmware updating, a MacBook, not really a MacBook, but I vouch for Mac. Any type of computer will do so that you can actually load your firmware onto the flash drive. A 65, you don't need 65 pieces. You really just need a screwdriver bit set. I'm pretty sure that once I figure out exactly which bit that I'm going to be using specifically to unscrew some of these pieces, then I will let you know. You probably don't even need this. You could probably just get away with a regular screwdriver. I will leave in the description what you need exactly to open this bad boy up. And then of course you will need a T-Con board. I will leave in the description the T-Con board that I got and the model TV that I have, but of course your mileage will vary, and I hope I can detail with you guys exactly how to find the ideal T-Con board for yourself. And I also hope I bought the right one for myself. Let's get into this thing. The first step will be to remove the back cover. This is where the screwdriver comes in handy. Well, not really the screwdriver, but the flathead piece, because there are 4 clips or something of that nature on the back to which you need to essentially pry open and leverage with this screwdriver right here, as well as a butter knife or something else that you can bring to apply leverage to the TV. Now, in relation to step 1, when you do open up your Bravia X90L, or at least once you flip it down on a table, on the bottom there will be about 4 different clips that you will need to lift, I guess, with your screwdriver. That's what I used for mine, and a butter knife. And I worked around the edges of the Bravia X90L, first unclipping the bottom and then going down from the piece on the bottom right here all the way around the edges of the Bravia X90L until I could pry free that the backing of this TV. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard work, and yeah, you're gonna be stressed out. Once you've removed the back of the TV, this is when you will want to access the T-Con board. The T-Con board itself will be in the center of the TV and down towards the middle. The center, down towards middle. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to show you now. All right, so this should be the exact layout of your Bravia X90L, or I guess whatever Sony TV you have. If not, I don't know what to tell you, but this is what I've got. So check this out. Inside of the center, down towards the middle, this is where you have your T-Con board. It is covered by this shield, which we will be removing. The step that we will be taking now is to disconnect all the ribbons and cables, which I will be detailing. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this wire right here. Not really remove it, but take it off of the piece so that we can at least access the T-Con board. All right, don't worry, you can pry it pretty safely without having to stress too much. We're gonna put it right back where we found it, by the way, when we're done with this. The next thing we want to do is we will be removing these 2 clips right here. Should be a very gentle and easy process. You want to come in and squeeze the 2 clips, the 2 sides of the clip like this, and then pull back. Kind of wiggle it a little. Wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Clip 1, out. Clip 2, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it, out.
not worth it now, but it's there. And then you want to remove this little white power supply cord looking thing. This one also is going to be very finicky. What you want to do is press down on it slightly on the little tab and then pull back. And it should come out and look something like just that. I don't know if I can get my camera in on closer, but I'm trying here. I'm trying. So it'll look something like that. Just have it out. Step 3, we will be unscrewing the old T-Con board and replacing it with the new one, reconnecting the cables and reseating everything as it should be. So basically just a T-Con replacement. This bad boy goes in there. Okay, so you see these two pieces. If you just push it back a little bit, it'll unclip, be a little looser. The next thing I'm going to do is also remove whatever this is. Is come in and we're gonna light. Don't lose screws. Best thing you do is not lose screws. I don't know where I put my screw right now, but don't lose your screws. Don't lose your screws. Looks like there are 3 screws here that we will be removing. Be careful. I lied. There's one more screw underneath here that we're gonna have to remove. So get this tape off. Let's see. So there is one more screw at the bottom that you're gonna want to remove as well. Here is what we call a little black screw. So you can see that little black screw that you're gonna want to remove as well. Remove this piece. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just wanna slide that to the side real quick. Slide that to the side real quick. So as for this ribbon cable, this plastic tab here holds it down. You're going to want to pull it up like so-ish. Yep, there you go. Be kind of gentle, but not really. You'll be okay. You pull this bad boy out. Be careful not to damage anything. Just slide back this gray pin right here, and then slide the T-Con board out under the orientation. So this is the old T-Con board. This is the new one. See if they match up serial number wise. That ain't the exact same, but maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know. I just work here. All right, so we're gonna take the old T-Con board, move this crap out of the way. F you, old T-Con board. And we're gonna take the new T-Con board and we're gonna put it back in there. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. You're going to want to essentially put it back in reverse. Serious about it, because you want to hear clicks. I'm reattaching all of my cords right now in reverse. Kind of something like that. Snap that back in place. Put back these bad boys. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Okay, so now that we do have everything back together, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the latest software or firmware, whatever, down from the Sony website, and we're going to put it onto this flash drive and put it into the TV. All right, so before we power anything on, we're gonna insert it into the TV.
and then follow some of the on-screen steps just so that we can install the update. The idea for this is so that the T-Con board syncs correctly with all the different components in the TV. And I know, looks like I read this because I did just read this off. Let's do it. I want to get something out of the way really quickly. As far as the firmware update, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get the right firmware update for the X90L and what that process is going to look like and how you can load your flash drive with the update. First thing that I want to say to you guys is if your TV is not this exact TV, what I recommend is you find your serial number on the back of your TV like I did and you type it in. So what I did was I typed in ChatGPT, I typed, where do I find the firmware update to ensure that the XR-65X90L T-Con board will be compatible with whatever, all right? And then it gave me a full list of different links. From there, I took those links and I copied it and pasted that link to my computer. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go on the web page and you should be able to scroll down and find firmware update. So for me, I'm in the North American region. I put firmware update for the V6.8 for North America. This release date is 8/18/2025. This is early as it's gonna get, you know what I mean? You find and make sure that you have the right applicable model on the web page, and then from there, yeah, what you're gonna do is click download. Okay, so once you unzip that folder and then you are able to open up the folder, you're gonna see two files inside of the folder. It's gonna be Sony_DTV0FA80A or whatever. You have two files, zip file, and what's its name. You're gonna wanna come and copy those files over like I did to your flash drive. I did that in here somewhere. I just dropped it on the main screen. Your screen's not gonna look like this. It's probably gonna be cleared. Something more like this, right? And then all you do is you just copy, drop right there, right? So mine took a little while. I'm not doing all that. Once you have those files copied onto there, then essentially you're done, right? Like you're done. Your flash drive is ready to be used and you are ready to take this thing into the operational phase. All right, so from there, you can safely eject your flash drive. And then here you have the firmware loaded to your flash drive. I would recommend that anything you do from there on forward, you follow the instructions on the page. This page was very helpful for me. It told me exactly how to load what I needed to onto my TV. But if you don't feel like doing that, then obviously you can just do exactly what I did. I'm gonna leave the link to this page in case your TV's like mine. If not, then I don't know. You probably just have to find it yourself. You gotta look. All right. Now let's go install this into the TV. Even though obviously I already installed it and I'm doing this retroactively. Okay, so let me tell you exactly what happened, guys. I took this flash drive and I plugged it into one of the USB ports. I then plugged back in the power supply into the main power supply board. And then from that moment, I received this blinding light, which obviously is showing that this thing is on. I'm gonna switch to a different angle. As you can see now, after plugging in the USB/flash drive or whatever you want to call it, this thing is now working. I'm gonna be honest with you, I had no clue this thing was gonna work. I just kind of was going on blind faith and saying I was gonna make a YouTube video, and like if I was able to do it, then I was able to do it. If not, then not. But yeah, it works. So you guys are welcome, I guess, and let's get into the closing arguments. I don't know, maybe. Bye. Step 4, potentially step 5, I'm not even sure which step we're on at this point, will be to reassemble the TV, snapping back on the cover on the back and making sure everything is back in place in reverse order of which we took it apart. Let's do it. Starting this thing off. Remove the flash drive. Remove the power supply.
be very gentle with it.
So that is how simple it is to actually fix this T-Con board situation. Look, the TV is now in working order. I'm not a genius. Actually, I've never touched TV a day in my life as far as fixing it. I use ChatGPT, the power of, I don't know, a little bit of research and maybe a little bit of YouTube. And I pried this thing open brute force, saved myself $800, maybe like $1,000 by just putting in a $30 part. Hopefully this is going to help some of you people who don't know what you're doing and you're sitting on your couch make the same, well, I guess have the same sort of success. I'm gonna leave as much information as I can inside of the comments, and hopefully your TV is working. If not,